I like to imagine what it would be like if everybody naturally felt all this beautiful energy, this beautiful love. We would not have a single problem. You might not have a podcast. I don't know what I would do. All right. There'd be no reason to be having all these talks because people would respect each other, they'd honor each other, they'd share with each other. Why would they share? Because they don't need anything.
Mm.
Right. If I'm totally content, I would rather help you because I don't need anything. So that's what this work is inside. And it's not an individual thing. It's how to fix all of society. If people are not okay, they rob, they steal, they rape, they do all kinds of things. Correct?
Yes.
What if they were okay? The only way to actually change that is for a person to work on themselves. You're the only one in there. Only you can work on yourself, right? You can get other people to behave in a way that makes you feel better inside, but then you're manipulating. All right, I'll stop.
Now, I'm not okay inside, and I still believe that my inner life can be improved by the management of external circumstances. I've found this to be Sisyphean, an endless daily task that seems futile and resets each day at dawn, draining and unsuccessful. Even though I've been in recovery for almost 20 years, that means I'm abstinent from drugs and alcohol, even though I meditate every day, even though I place spirituality at the forefront of my life, I still find that a lot of my time is spent feeling inadequate, inferior, hungry for pleasurable experiences. My primal drives often dominate my psychological life. Now, I don't want to make excuses for myself, Michael, but when we talk about, say, if we isolate even the issue of mental health and the sense that we are experiencing a decline and a deterioration in the area of mental health, on one level, this is, of course, a situation experienced subjectively by each individual, presumably. But on the other hand, it appears that we're living in a culture that is inducing this state. Now, I'm not suggesting here that this is a result of a centralized massive conspiracy, but it does indicate to me that there are a set of values that are promoted and almost enshrined that are to do with materialism, individualism, and a kind of negligence of the kind of principles that we're discussing: surrender, gratitude, acceptance. You know, in your book, The Surrender Experiment, it's almost like you said you used the fidelity of surrender as a guidance principle, and the results were a kind of abundance. So I suppose what I'm trying to say is that these conditions, that, you know, to just speak of myself, are not occurring in a vacuum. I'm a participant in a cultural discourse, and like my own not okayness in here is being exacerbated and stoked by cultural conditions that, admittedly, that I'm participating in and seem unable to surmount. But what is the role of our culture, and how do we alter that culture?
Right. I'm weird, right? I look at the core of things because I think things have to change at the core. And I can't change everybody else.
Mm.
I really can't. Okay. I can manipulate somebody or try to make them be the way I want them to be, but I can't do everything. All right. So I have to decide at some point in my life, and I decided very young, am I going to sit there and let all that stuff you just talked about ruin my life?
Uh,
Because it is that way. It was that way when Christ was here. It was not that way when Buddha was here. It's been that way for a very, very long time. Why is it that way? I told you, because people are not okay. That's the core. People are not okay.